Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nova War.
You said good afternoon, it's totally evening.
Well, I just went out on a limb and assumed that this was going to be released in the afternoon.
All right, and good afternoon, guys. I am Maximus Black.
Yes, and we are looking at a ZVZ on Scrap Station that effectively nullifies the advantage of Zerg on this map, of course. If you are any other race but Zerg on this map, you better believe that there's going to be a fast expansion going down. And it will be interesting to see if that happens from both of these players, because I think it's still pretty much a viable tactic. However, that's not going to make too much of a difference in terms of balance, so I'll be interested to see how this goes down.
Yeah, let's introduce the players. Up here in the top north position, we have
Shrykull.
So we're going to call him Cole.
You can't. I'm going to call him whatever comes out of my mouth at the
Alrighty.
time.
And over here on the right-hand side, we have
Ewu. We're assuming that's how his name. That's how I've been saying it on event. So that's how I'm going to say it now.
All right. So this is a ZVZ, like Adam said, very, very an effective way to do a fast expansion on your natural, because it's such a long journey to go all the way around this map until you destroy these rocks. But, you know, there's two of them, and we all know destructible rocks take forever.
They do,
to kill.
Especially with only a couple of quick units out of the gate. Really, those rocks only go down quick if you have quite a large force. And so basically what that does is just means that's pretty much put off into the mid-game or close to the mid-game, depending on how the game is playing out. And for now, it doesn't look like there's anything of any major consequence happening right now. This is all pretty normal.
Yeah, Ewu did get a 14 pool, decided to get that extractor before he got his spawning pool, so I would assume we're probably going to see some roach out of this guy. And
Not surprising.
Yeah, and it looks like this guy here just decided to skip through the spawning pool, go right for that fast expansion. I don't really disagree with that.
No, not on this map. You know, he's probably what a lot of players do, and what surprised me now is he's gone for his extractor, which is interesting to me, because usually when I see a fast expand go down for a Zerg, and I'm not a Zerg player, so I could be horribly off base, but usually they don't even build another drone until they have 200 minerals to put down their spawning pool, and then they go back to production. But a little bit different here. There's the spawning pool. We got the extractor down, and we are right back on track. It's just one is fast expanding, and the other is doing a regular old game.
Yeah, one thing that I will add, even though, well, there you go. I guess that's the reason why he's getting the speed link.
Yeah, speed
so
link.
I guess that's pretty good. One thing that I will add is when you are a Zerg and you're doing a fast expansion on Scrap Station versus another Zerg, even if your opponent did go for a 14 pool, it's very easy to hold that off, because you know they only can get 6 lings up there at a time, and then they're forced to run the entire map again, because we all know that Zerg can't do that proxy like a Protoss can. Yep. So by the time more lings do get up, your queen will be out. Hopefully you'll have start your creep highway, and then by that time you should have a spawning pool yourself, and then get out a couple ling. So it's very, very easy to hold that off.
Yeah, and we're seeing a couple of Ling go around the map here for Ewu. Just, I think he's just looking around, seeing what's up, taking over both of those towers right now. Very nice to see that happening. And a bunch of Zerglings coming out here for his opponent. What did we decide we were going to call him? Cole? Cole, sure. Is that an Evo chamber going down as well? At the moment, it is indeed an Evo chamber. And so, you know what? Again, not a whole lot too crazy going on right now, but we are seeing a bunch of Zerglings starting to meet up here and congregate down bottom. And Ewu was chased off by the superior force here. And with speed, though, changing or getting upgraded here very soon, I wouldn't be surprised to see a quick push here by one of these gentlemen.
Oh, absolutely. I can definitely see the quick push coming from Ewu here. They both have relatively the same amount of drones, but we do have the speedlings, and we do have shields coming up for these speedlings. So it looks like we are going to see a heavy Zergling push.
Zerglings with shields, that's impressive.
Zerglings with shields and speed against a guy that doesn't have either of those, probably not good.
Zerglings with shields, that's... You know what? That's they're right up there with Riot Shields and Terran.
A hardened shell, we should say.
A hardened shell, sure. That sounds a lot more accurate. But here we go. You know what? Speedling almost done here for Ewu, or not Ewu, for Call. If he can just back up or keep headbutting a bunch of slow Zerglings. But he is bringing his queen down to help out. I'm not entirely convinced he should be taking out one of those queens off of his creep. That is a terrible decision.
Another thing,
down.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
another thing is here, he shouldn't have brought those Ling down. He should have just said, cut his losses, let the Zerg go and attack this expansion. He did get a Baneling's Nest down, so he could have just stayed in this base, popped out 2 or 3 of those bad boys, run them down solo, and probably would have destroyed most of the lanes with taking minimal damage.
Yeah, and what we're seeing right now is Cull realizing that he should have done this a little bit earlier. That is connect his natural and his main with creep. But we are seeing possibly, oh, he's congregating down there. He might be thinking about another attack and a bit of a counter here. But we see Ewu coming down here, and that's a pretty equal force.
Where are the Banelings?
I don't know. He's got his Banelings nest, but he's not actually making any.
He needs to make those. That would save him a hell of a lot of trouble. Even 3 of them would just destroy
absolutely
all of these lanes.
2 of them would absolutely destroy them. But we are seeing +1 for the armor going down here for Ewu and going to be finishing right before this.
Horrible place to
and now that is a terrible time.
Place to do that.
Absolutely.
And time.
Absolutely terrible place to be doing that because all of them are going to go down here. Whether he cancels them or not, they are all dead. And that's going to be just a giant waste of money. And here we go. Zerglings are splitting up here. +1 attack now for his range on Ewu. This is very interesting. He is switching into Roach now. Very nice to see that, although he's probably going to want to still get a few Ling because his opponent is getting a bunch of Ling, and you don't want to get surrounded by that. Other thing to notice, though, is that also if he gets a couple of Roach but a lot of Ling, he can throw his Roach in there first, try and absorb a lot of that Baneling damage, and then go in and clean house.
You want to know what sucks?
What? I was going to make a bad joke, but I'm not going to. What sucks?
The fact that he's getting those Baneling now.
That is unfortunate because the Roach.
And here come the Roach.
Yeah, because they're not going to do a whole lot.
Terrible timing.
Terrible timing. Again.
This is going to suck. I would assume this is probably going to be GG here. There's no way that he's going to be able to hold off all these Roach, especially, if he can bring up some more units. One thing that I will add is Ewu has this guy on the ropes the entire game. He should have expanded at some point.
Because he has map control at this point, and you know what? If this attack isn't successful, what could happen is the tides could turn. We could see a macroing up for Cull right now, and then that could be game over for Ewu if he's not careful.
Yeah. So, if I had to say anything of importance to Ewu, please, next time, do an expansion when you have, and this goes out to everybody that's watching, when you have your opponent on the ropes like this, sometimes it's best just to, apply a little bit of pressure, but make sure that you're now taking map control and helping yourself out in the long term. You don't always think short term, what's good for you now, because sometimes games drag on a little longer than expected, and next thing you know, like Adam said, you're in a bit of trouble. The guy did have 2 bases. Maybe there was a Spire up here. Next thing you know, you got 4 Muta at your base, and the whole game has changed.
Absolutely, and Cull is now in a great deal of trouble. He is, of course, Ewu on creep. Whether or not that's his own creep doesn't matter. He's going to have that speed, and Roach speed is almost done here right now. +1 attack did finish while he was there, and very nice of Ewu getting up and not allowing for a great surround here. Very nice technical work there, Mr. Black.
You like that?
I very like, do that again.
Whoa!
Excellent. I love it. Absolutely love it. High tech. And there down goes that expansion. Out come the Broodlings, and he's just going to run away from those, get into a corner, and probably take out every single one of these Zerglings. Oh, no, they wisely take off. But like you were saying, is this +2? Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Never mind. I was going to say there's probably going to be a GG going down here really soon, but apparently Cull just said, no, F that.
You know what? Decent game. Pretty good pressure. Would have liked to see this go up a little bit sooner, like I said. And also, it was just brutal having to watch him suffer like that. If he would have got those Banelings out a little bit earlier,
would have been a totally different story.
It would have been a whole different game because, he had that fast expansion and everything. I think that it might have, the tides might have turned.
Exactly. And something else I want to point out is that Ewu was going off, I believe, 1 gas that entire time. We did see him. He was very mineral rich, gas starved. And when you're going with Roach like that, they're not super expensive when it comes to gas, but when you are relying on them so heavily, if that attack didn't go as well, he'd be relying on nothing but Zerglings, and he could have been in a whole lot of trouble. So when you're doing something like that over a long period of time, expand faster, get a second gas.
Absolutely. One last thing I will add, you're absolutely right that 1 extractor is very, very risky. Not only did you mention that it's not a big deal because you're only going Roach, but like I said before, if he would have held that off, got those Banelings out, destroyed those, got a Spire up, this guy would have been screwed. He didn't have the gas to get a Spire. He barely had enough gas to get a layer. He wouldn't have been able to defend very well at all. Nope. But everything worked in for Ewu. It was a good play, very good aggression at the beginning. Interesting gas before spawning pool to get that fast speed. He knew exactly what he was doing. He had a game plan. He went through and it worked.
Yeah, definitely. You have to be aggressive on this map, but I think we're going to be wrapping it up right now. So this has been LAGTV. I'm NovaWar.
And I'm Maximus Black.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.